Angela Merkel is the first woman, first chancellor from the East, born in the East. You know, she was the first. She's the person who's risen the highest from the East. But there's still the inequality between the East and the West. And this has led to a deepening of right wing political movements in in the former East. That's where you have the AFD, because they are claiming that we own the land, we are missing opportunities. Everybody has a right to make, to feel dispossessed if they are missing out on the progress. But now coming down to the African American
No,
issue,
Let's stay.
we should
No, hang on.
never.
Let's stay on Germany first, and I'll let you finish your point. Somebody who was born in 1991, a year after the divide was taken away, is 30 years old today.
Yeah.
Would their point be valid that I am in this situation in 21st century Germany, whatever that situation is, and point to, when I was born, the war had just been broken just a few months before.
Yeah.
And this issue of being in Frankfurt and not being in Bonn, it really affected my people. And as a result, even though I'm 30 years old, the choices I'm making, they a direct, it's a psychological impact on my head because of that war. Because I was born a year after the war was broken. Would that be a valid point?
Yes, let me give you. So
that would be a valid point for that guy. But you fly from West Africa when you are an adult, and you go there and you give a shit about what that history is, and you say, okay, where is my corner to sweep? What is my next move?
Yeah. So
can I buy this cranky car and drive it for 6 months to go to work for my second job?
Yeah.
Can I finish my degree in 3 years instead of 4 if I worked harder?
Okay, so Andrew, would you hold on a bit on that thought? So you come in here as an immigrant, you know your goal is to get a good job. You most likely have a degree or two. In my case, I have 3, and I've had to leave the comfort of my country and come here. And after 3 years here, I am finding my feet. I'm doing better in the circumstances. Does this change the reality of the person who was born in the East?
Did you take the opportunities? Did you take opportunities that you have away from a kid from the ghettos of Bonn?
So, look. It's not a black and white issue. It's not a yes or no. It's more about the path. Okay, so we got in here. We lived in the former Eastern Berlin, and the education is different from the Western Berlin. So we've had to move away from this older Eastern Berlin area, and then moved into, and then we realized that the kind of education and the kind of reality that my daughter experiences in the school.
But there are no checkpoints. There are no special visas.
From
there are
the
no
reality
special permits to move in any side of the old divide. Correct?
No. But you see that there are differences.
You sought the opportunity within Germany as much as you sought it when you were in Africa.
True, but what I'm saying is,
by you doing that, you did not take away any opportunity that belonged to somebody who was born in 1990 or after 1990.
I'm not saying that I'm telling you that there are realities. It's like, okay, why did I leave Nigeria? Why did I leave my home? Many people leave their homes because they see opportunities elsewhere, better for them. Other people see your home country and then they go there and then they see the opportunities better than you. This is the reality of life. But then when you now get to your new home, does it change the fact that the people who are there, are they lazy? Are they stupid? No. The reality of their lives is what they are living. You have come with a new reality and you see more opportunities and you take it. Maybe with your training, you have a better access to this because your knowledge gives you an advantage. And it's the same as the same thing. So if I
So
go to India today, look,
uh,
for example, if I
so
go to India today and I get a job in the
is a
media
native
where I work,
citizen in Berlin
yes,
intimidated by a West African in Berlin?
there are, I mean, there is the constant pressure to be better, to show that you are better than, I mean, that you are able to do your job. That why should we give you this job if you are not better than who is on ground?
That's the immigrant, not the native.
But the native, there are laws in the society in each country that says you cannot hire someone from abroad unless they show that they are able to do this job. And why are you hiring if there's no local to do it? It's in every country's law. So
So
if
if we change
you
the question now and say, are native Bananian intimidated by West Africans in Berlin? Are they?
I do not know if they say that. I don't speak for
Okay,
native
all right.
Ghanaians.
Thank you
I
very
am,
much.
but
Where was this guy who was making noise over and over?
Andrew, let me make my point and just leave, okay?
Go ahead.
Yes. What I originally came to talk about is that we have to understand the system in each country is different and how the history of a people keeps them from achieving okay. If you look, my favorite poet, African American poet Langston Hughes, wrote about the dream deferred, the African American dream deferred, when the Africans left the South and were promised a glorious, a new reality in the North of America. They found that the gates were closed against them. This is the reality of many African Americans. You see this glorious country of America, capitalist, money is flowing everywhere, but there are things that are closed against you. But you need to understand, as Africans, we are coming into when we go to other countries, it happens with Nigerians going to South Africa and then they thrive, and then people get mad at them for for doing well. But so you have to understand why. I was a correspondent in Ghana for about 5 years, and I know that there are problems between Nigerians and Ghanaians coming in. Oh, they are taking our women, they are making more money, and they are looking down on us. There's always that tension between the people who live in the place and new intakes. But what I'm saying is, let us try and understand the reasons why these things happen, and then we can have conversations. Hey, we have a history here. We've suffered for you. Now, the interesting thing now is when you are filling the census, they're not asking you if you are a foundational Black American. They are just asking, are you Black, or are you white, or are you, So now the Africans are getting, of course, able to enjoy this. So maybe this is why our African American brothers and sisters are saying, hey, you don't have the history of the trauma that we feel, but you are enjoying the benefits of these things that we've worked for over 450 years. Let us try and understand them and get along and try and see how, okay, when an African American person is saying this is our reality, you do not dismiss it and say no, it's a lie because I've
So
come
there is
here, I want
trauma there.
money.
There is
There
trauma
is, there
for
is,
400 years.
there. You cannot deny this. There
And
is.
we are
It's like
going to
asking.
appoint
It's like asking
ourselves
the.
as the
It's like
generation
asking
that
the
was
Irish.
chosen to
It's like
add a 400-year trauma in a space for 3 hours or 2 hours. That's what you want us to believe.
it is like asking the
That if
Scottish man,
only
do you feel happy with the
we
English
just
man? We live
believed
together.
in the trauma of the 400 years, we would heal. And on Monday morning, we will rise up together and we will do A, B, C, D, and we'll make this country greater than Trump ever did.
Andrew, you do not make a light joke of this, of
No,
people's reality.
because you
You
are
are
talking as
Kenyan.
if
I'm
there
sure
is a
that in
document
Kenya,
we
you
need to
understand.
sign, and once we sign those documents on the dotted line, now we are free from the history. And now we can do ABCD without seeing any deficiency in the speed and pace of the upward mobility.
Andrew, I think this was what the same problem, the same mistake that Tariq made in his room, not to let people speak and to not see the other perspective of people. I thought we, as Africans, many of us do not understand many of these issues. We've not read them. We've only seen movies and how African Americans suffer and struggle, but we do not really understand the system that makes them be how they are.
So that's what I'm
And,
saying. If
and
only
so,
if only they put us in one room and put the speakers directly from New York United Nations headquarters and made everybody understand what this problem is, we would bring these 400 years to a close.
No, Andrew, what you need to
We
do,
wouldn't.
what many
Correct?
of us need to do is
We wouldn't.
is to learn more, is to be open-minded, is to
No,
go
suppose we did all that
and be
in these spaces
compassionate.
in a
Is to
space
be
of 2 hours
it is to be
and say we
compassionate.
agree, we understand 100%. Bro, come here, let me hug you. I really understand what those 400 years were for you. And then we sign the dotted line that we agree that we have understood their problem. Then Monday morning, we move out there and boom. But that's not what's going to happen.
Unfortunately, that's not going to happen if we
Exactly.
continue to
Thank you so
behave
much,
like
Alanendo.
this.
Ex-Jerry, uhoro waku. Ex-Jerry.
Timuru.
All right, go ahead.
Okay. I'm just trying to hear what people are saying, that we should understand our African Americans, and I'm just gonna give you guys a quick incident. That's why I've been holding this law. I work in the retail industry, and I was surprised about a month ago.
Hang on. What industry again?
Retail.
Oh, retail. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
And somebody walked in with a car. I swear to God, I've worked for 20 years in America. Somebody walked in with a card, not an American, an American, but from, my God, anyway, they gave me a card and they were like, oh, you need to put this number. I'm not supposed to pay sales tax. I was like, what? You're not supposed to pay sales tax? I was like, okay. So I had to call and just, put in the numbers. And true to the fact, this particular tribe does not pay sales tax in America.
They are Native Americans.
Okay. So, and they, she went on ahead, bought whatever, and life went on. But I had to ask myself a question. I mean, the only reason I'm surviving in America is because there's an African American somewhere out there who did a job of fighting for me, and God knows what, and now we are here doing all this. But I asked myself, don't we think also African Americans need to be given something? Honestly, like, if this is happening, I'm just saying, like, and I'm not saying that because I have so many African Americans friends, but I was shocked.
Do you live in California?
Yes, I live in California.
Do you have outlet malls in California?
Yeah, we have outlet malls.
So what happened is, when Mexicans drive across the border and come shopping in one of those outlet malls,
yes,
because most oftentimes those malls do not have systems in place to give everybody a card to claim the taxes. They have a little office somewhere, and these visitors, they know. You go to the store, you do all your shopping. It's 1,000 plus, let's say 8.25%. So there is $82.50 on top, which is tax money. That tax money is divided into federal tax and municipality taxes, and city, local, different kinds. Yes. So they would go to that little office, and they will get a portion of that tax money refunded to them, because they do not belong here and they do not participate in whatever those taxes are being collected for. They do not consume the services of those services. Let's say it's the city of, you have a city called San Marcos in California.
Yes, San Marcos we have.
All right.
Yeah.
So they are not residents of San Marcos, and they are shopping in an outlet mall in San Marcos. So they are entitled to get there to not be taxed.
Okay, but
and
George,
because they do not have the card to override a tax, so they go to an office and they give their tax money back. Now, the guy who came to you, is a Native American who belongs to the Indian nation. Indians nations are independent nations, country inside America. So they do not pay taxes to United States of America. That's why that phenomenon happened to you for the first time.
That is
Okay, so
correct.
but I have a question. But I'm just having a question. I'm just so who? Okay, what do the African Americans get because they build the country? Like, are we just gonna throw them? Like,
So
hey,
you
look,
remember
I'm just trying
can
to.
you do you recall an hour ago
Mm-hmm,
Andrew was
mm-hmm.
responding to a guy who was
Yes.
saying if he went to Kenya
Mm-hmm.
and he had he had made him enough money in America and he went to Kenya and he came up with these multinational companies and employed so many people. He said he would want to thank the people of Kenya for
Yes.
being successful in the country. And
Yes.
Andrew told the guy, no. That gratification is called taxes. Just pay your taxes and you have done your deals. So you pay payroll tax, correct?
Yes. And I'm not okay, George.
And you pay property tax and you
Yes.
pay income tax in California. You pay all those three things.
Yes, we pay all, and that's what I'm just asking.
That's all your citizen duties.
But what about
Whoever is owed money, including the Indian guy who got refunded for the tax money, get paid through that money that you just paid. You have done your ultimate best as a resident of this country. End of story.
but
So
what
there is
about
nothing now
Mhm.
you should feel that you owe separately, uniquely to the Black Americans.
That's okay.
Because
I have that.
the argument is they created an environment where they went to JF Kennedy and said, oh yeah, bringing all these Europeans, we need to bring some Africans too to equalize the equation. And so they brought Obama's father, true story. They brought Tom Mboya, not Tom Mboya, Wangari Maathai.
Wangari Maathai.
So Tom Mboya in Kenya was the guy who was organizing for those airlifts. So
Okay,
that is the story that when
yes.
you hear the Black Americans say they went to Ghana with Kwame Nkrumah and they had similar projects and they brought all those people here and those became the future leaders of their countries in the same way Wangari Maathai became a leader in Kenya and so many other people we don't know. So the thing is, by you paying your property taxes, income taxes, payroll taxes, and consumption taxes, when like the guy, the Native American, you would not get refunded. That 8.25%, that is your due to the Black guy who built this country before us, to the Black guy who invited you here, and to everybody else who claims that they built this country so that we can come enjoy it. Case closed.
I have that incident, and I'm still saying that Black American for that anyway. I have another incident that you guys talked about, and no lady was allowed to speak, and you guys were speaking about our bodies. And I have something real quick, like of course, God has helped some of us. We keep pushing ourselves. Again, we are immigrants, but we keep pushing ourselves. So we come out of some neighborhoods and we are in, God has helped us to be in better situations. Anyway, I was in a certain neighborhood and like so many women, and this is a personal story, I go in, get whatever I have to get, to avoid pregnancy because I'm not about to play that game. So, and I remember one time, this lady looked at my paperwork and she was like, you still don't have a child? And I was just like, okay, what's your business? That's, I mean, you should not ask me that. But I came to find out that women around my age, most of them have different fathers, different whatever. But I mean, it's the neighborhood that I used to stay at the time. So again, I'm not saying one there. I'm agreeing with you. You are responsible for your body. That I don't play with women. Just because you're in a certain neighborhood, do whatever it takes to make sure that you don't mess yourself up. That one I'm not going to support you just because you have 4 or 5 kids with different men. I'm sorry, that's your problem. Like, I don't see how a government is to blame for that. Yes.
No, they're not blaming the government. They are blaming the white people for killing Black people.
But okay, again, it's not the white people who are coming to rape you. Okay, if they're coming to rape you,
So
then
the
you come
argument I
and-
was passing, I say,
Yeah.
your
So-
own black men are the ones getting you pregnant.
yeah,
It
so that
only becomes a white man's blame when you go abort because you don't
Yeah.
want to be responsible. Then you pass on the responsibility to the white guy.
now that I don't that I'm with you guys of. Yes, those neighborhoods I'm not refusing. Like I have lived it all. I've been homeless, I've been everything. Like before, I mean, because I'm just an immigrant who came here as a small child, and I've been through it all to where I am right now. But I'm just saying, like, those neighborhoods, it's true. They are there, just waiting for you to fall. Like those things are there. That's true. But you are responsible. You, as an African American, as an African like me, as a girl who was somewhere here in America, somewhere alone, you are responsible for yourself. That you cannot come, get pregnant, and then start saying that the white people are killing you. That, they've put these things here. Actually, they've actually put those things in the neighborhood to come and help you. You can actually go in there and get free medication, free whatever, like do it all to make sure that you don't get pregnant. So how can you then turn around when the abortion rate is so high and start saying it's the white man doing that? Now that's stupid. That I don't agree. That
And
you're
that's
responsible
also
for
is the
yourself.
same argument for the sake of
Yeah.
this conversation that
Yeah.
they give when they say white men or white people